thanks for tuning in. God almighty. You know what, right? My mother has just called me up. Yeah? Because she only lives down the road. She says, Trevor, I'm taking the dog for a walk and I will be passing your flat. Can you please roll me a cigarette? And it's like, all right then. She's packed in smoking for the 100th time, right? I mean, who says it's difficult to give up smoking? My mum's done it about 100 times. And I'm just the bloody temptation for her because she knows I've always got tobacco and cigarettes. So, if I take the dog for a walk, I can scrounge a cigarette off Trevor. Like 3 days later, she'll probably have another one. So I says, all right then. You know what? You know what I did once, right? Well, I was busy in here on the laptop or whatever, I was doing something. You know what happened? There was half a spliff, right? Half a joint in my ashtray in the kitchen. And my mum staggers into the living room. I hope you don't mind, Trevor, but I've smoked the rest of that cigarette that was in the ashtray. And I went, mum's the word. Excuse the pun, I didn't say anything. Took her about an hour to get home. You know what I did once, right? I made this, it wasn't here, I was married, it was years ago when I had this big posh house. I was making this New Orleans, Louisiana kind of chicken gumbo, right? There was like spices in it, herbs, okra, ladies' fingers, stuff like that, right? You know, I was basil, thyme, oregano, and I had a big bag of super duper strong skunk, right? Really fucking good stuff this was. Grade A green it was. And I thought, why not? So I put some in there. After all, it's only a herb with a kick. About 3 tablespoons full in this fucking gumbo, right? And what my mum used to do, right, she used to pop round unannounced now and then. And if I'm cooking something like a curry or something like that, she will not eat a chilli or a bolognese. She doesn't like shit like that. She always says, have you got enough to give me? I'll put it in a tub, take it home and have it for my tea later on because John won't have it. He doesn't like things like that. So I went, yeah, if you want. So she gets a tub full of this gumbo I'm making, right? Takes it home and has it for a tea. She rings me up a couple of days later. That was lovely that, Trevor. You'll have to make that again sometime. What time is it? You know what it was? She thought it was Friday and in fact it was fucking Saturday. She'd lost a whole day. Anyway, forget about that. St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? Yeah? So, I wish I had some Irish whiskey in there. Anyway, I'm going to review a film for you. I haven't done one in a couple of weeks, have I? This film is set around St. Patrick's Day, right? Brilliant film, this. Brilliant film. Fucking fantastic film, this. In fact, I'd go out on a limb to say this is the best gangster film of all time. Fuck Scarface and Goodfellas and all them lot. This is the boy. State of Grace. Yeah, fantastic film this. Released in 1990. Starring Sean Penn, Ed Harris, Gary Oldman, Robin Wright and a host of other well-known excellent actors. And what's it got on here? Couple of taglines on the front. A big, gutsy, brutal film, Time Out. Deceit, corruption, murder, brothers born into crime. State of Grace deserves to take place amongst the great gangster epics, Daily Star. And it does, but this film is pretty underrated. It's fantastic, it really, really is. You should watch this. I think it's on YouTube in 9 parts. I'm not sure. But I'll read the synopsis here. There's a dark side to Manhattan, noted for its crime, hardened drinking and brawling. Its Irish and mafia community call it home, but to anybody else, it's Hell's Kitchen. Having been away for several years, Terry Noonan, Sean Penn, is reunited with his gangland friends, the ruthless Jackie Flannery, Gary Oldman, and his brother Frankie. Frankie, what a surprise! Ed Harris, the kitchen's most powerful racketeer. Terry grew up in Hell's Kitchen, is streetwise and knows the rules, but returning as an undercover cop to the squalor of his childhood haunts leads him deep into a dark underworld of deceit, corruption, betrayal and murder. He's been assigned to put Frankie Flannery out of business forever, and if he makes one false move, he won't even live to regret it. Brilliant film this. Music by Ennio Morricone. Yep, does all the legendary 60s westerns, doesn't he? Brilliant film. Basically, it's about Sean Penn, right? He grew up in Hell's Kitchen in New York, the Irish community and everything, right? And he moved away to Boston. He's been away for 12 years. And now he's an undercover cop. And he's got to come back to infiltrate the people he grew up with, because they're about to make a deal with the Italian mobsters. And if they do make this deal, there's going to be corpses all over the city. So he's got to put a stop to that. He's got to get on the stand and put them all away and everything and blah blah blah. But it's difficult because, you know, Jackie's sister is his old love from years ago. You know, an old flame, and that reignites, and you know, it's just tough for him and stuff. And anyway, the shootout at the end is absolutely brilliant. Slow motion, really full of impact and emotion. Probably one of the best shootouts ever. You know, brilliant. Brilliant acting, brilliant story, excellent music. Just, honestly, I can't put into words how brilliant this film is. You must watch this. Please, it's brilliant. And the shootout is set during St. Patrick's Day. You know, they're all doing the march in the street, and so I thought it quite fitting that I review this film today, being St. Paddy's Day and all, you know what I mean? Sorry about the lack of hat. I haven't long been up, believe it or not. Anyway, I've got to call a man about a dog. A dog that weighs an ounce. See you later, hamheads. Oi, mate! I'm trying to get some fucking sleep, you bastard!